Hey fam, what's going on? My name is Jamel Tony. Happy Tuesday.
Hey y'all, thank y'all for joining the Progressively Becoming. We are here live and in color. As you're getting on, as always, make sure you like, comment, and share. And let somebody know PV is on now. We are in the building tonight, 7 p.m. sharp. How y'all doing? Y'all make sure y'all share, please, because we didn't do a good job of letting people know we were coming on tonight.
We've been slack.
Yes.
And we were supposed to come on last week.
Yes.
And
y'all, Holy Week took me out.
Listen. Holy Week?
Holy Week took me out, y'all.
Holy Week took us completely
Holy
out.
Week took me out. Took me out.
I mean, if we was as exhausted as we were on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the following week, I can only imagine what Jesus was when he got up from the dead.
I know that's right. And I said, if I don't know nothing about the 7 last days after this last Holy Week, I just need to sit down someday going, where? Y'all,
we want to.
I think we was in about 4 services.
We was in 4 services, of course, 2 states, in 48 hours. Okay. Some of you are asking, well, how can you do Good Friday 4 times in 2 states in 48 hours? But we did. And
y'all,
and then to have it, and then on Sunday,
yeah,
we was in person.
Yeah.
So that we was out Wednesday, we was out Thursday, we was out Friday.
Absolutely.
Saturday we had to go to Brooklyn. No, Saturday we had to go to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Saturday we had to go to Brooklyn.
To turn back around.
Go back home to Jersey, and then turn right back around and come to our in-person service to set up and have an amazing time on Easter Resurrection Sunday. It was an amazing time. But so that 5-day time,
y'all, we was in the Bronx, we was in Jersey, we was in the Bronx, we was in Brooklyn, back to Jersey, back to Brooklyn, back to
North Jersey. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, we was all over.
When we got up that Monday, I was like, I can't do this.
Y'all, Holy Week took me out.
Listen,
that's all I was saying.
I'm a fairly young man, but I got up Monday and I was like, oh, Jesus. Like,
oh, Lord.
The way the bones shivered when I woke up, it was rough. So, but it was an amazing experience.
Yes, it was a good time. We had a great, amazing week.
Yeah.
For Holy Week, it was amazing, and it was all well worth it. That's all I could say. It was all well worth it.
Absolutely.
But your girl was hecka tired. I'm gonna say hecka.
So listen, we apologize for not coming on last Tuesday, and we purposed in our minds that we was going to come on today. Those of you know, God has blessed us and opened an amazing door and opportunity for us, to come in possession of our own campus building in South Jersey. And so we've been there the last few days, scoping things out and getting things prepared and prep. We was there for a few hours today, and you had a doctor's appointment. Then we came back here, and I looked outside. The lawn was looking devilish, and so I had to mow the lawn. And then I was like, we got to go to the studio and do PB because we promised that we was gonna be here,
and we also had to work today. But
we also worked today.
But
we promised that we was going to be. See, some of y'all don't keep your promises. See, we keep our promise. So if tonight is a 10-minute show, God bless you. Good night.
God bless you. And good night. But thank y'all for joining us for another conversation. So y'all good? Talk back to us, y'all. How y'all been? How y'all doing? Y'all missed us? We missed y'all. Yeah. You know, when we not on, we missed y'all. But the takeover was off the chain. If y'all didn't watch it, go back and watch it. Ty and Cassie Butler, they were on and popping on the takeover. And don't forget, every first Tuesday and fourth Tuesday, they are gonna be on with the takeover. It was
every fourth Tuesday.
That's
You
what
said-
I just said.
No.
I said the first Tuesday we'll be on.
No. You said every first Tuesday and fourth Tuesday
Whatever.
they'll be on with the takeover.
Well, y'all know what I meant, right? Why you trying to comfort me? Like, all right, the fourth Tuesday's the takeover.
The last
is
Tuesday
whatever
is the takeover, and the first Tuesday would be this
just us.
Just us.
But y'all, they did an amazing job, and I'm looking forward to the next episode that they gonna drop this last Tuesday of the month,
Which is I think next
whatever
week, right?
whatever that is, whenever that is.
But family, listen, yeah, we pray that all is well with you. We got some serious topics that we're going to discuss today. Listen, do us a favor, tag, like, share with a friend. Tonight, make it interesting.
And y'all make sure y'all comment. Y'all know y'all. Sometimes we start talking about stuff, y'all get quiet because y'all they be scared.
They scared.
They be scared. Y'all be scared to talk. But
listen,
we got Kendra on, so I know she ready.
Don't be.
And we got
scared.
Avarice on. He going to make it happen. Between them two, I'm feeling good.
This is a
and
safe,
Sister Nancy, she be bringing it too.
This is a safe space. Do not be scared.
Oh,
to
Callie, no,
voice your
you
opinion.
don't. You don't. I ain't see you, Callie. I'm sorry. Your girl ain't got her glasses because she left it at your house. But anyway.
And left my phone, cause we travel, right? Left my work phone at their house, and the week I actually needed it because I needed my RSA token. Couldn't get in the applications, but nonetheless, God be praised.
And I left my glasses, which is my reading and my computer glasses. So if I'm a little squinty, that's because we left.
Fam, let's get to it. But listen, I want to welcome all of you watching us on Facebook. What's happening to you guys?
Lady Nancy coming. I ain't never scared. All right.
I ain't never scared. Welcome to all of you that's watching us on our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to our podcast as well. That's Progressively Becoming Studios on all podcast outlets, as well as to all of you that's watching us on our website, www.progressivelybecoming.com, which is shortly going to be re-ramped, but you will see all of that coming up shortly. Avarice, speaking to a piece, said God would allow a moon to cover your sun, but you will shine again.
All right.
Woo.
That's a word right there.
Listen, you will shine. Can you put that in the comments? You will shine again.
Why you sound like that? You will shine
You
again.
will shine again. Family, the last few days, we have been literally shaken by nature.
Mm-hmm.
All of you that are in the East Coast, Northeast, particularly, or should I even narrow it down some to the tri-state area, Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. It was on a Friday that the earth shook, and we had a 4.8 earthquake. That was on Friday. It could have been Thursday.
I don't know what day we are in now.
It could have been Sunday. The earth shook. And out of all of the things that is constant and not constant in our lives, we don't realize that the ground has been the most constant all of our lives.
Yeah.
People may move in and out of your life, but the Lord in the ground stays consistent.
Right.
But not on Friday. The earth shook. 4.8 hurricane, earthquake.
See, we're not used to earthquakes, so that's why you're saying hurricane.
4.8 earthquake. It shook us, and so we pray all of you that's in the northwest or northeast are doing well.
You know where you at today?
Let me tell you something.
Yesterday, we also, some of us witnessed the eclipse. I didn't have my eclipse glasses, so I wasn't able to look at it, but I saw some great pictures that you all put up. Cause and it's so weird, cause you know, even though you didn't have the glasses on, I had to like intentionally tell myself don't look, because you innately want to look, and I was not trying to, mess up my already messed up eyes. So those of you that got a chance to see it, thank y'all for sharing the pictures. It was a great sight to see, and it's not coming back around for like another 21 years.
Yeah, 21 years, I believe.
Like 2044. So if God blesses us to be here, we'll, I'm gonna make sure I have my eclipse glasses then. Cause you did. Callie said she looked and she got a headache. That's cause. But you know something, and I read about that. It tells you really not to look because you can damage your retina.
Yeah.
And you know, if you look too long, that it can cause like, you know, permanent damage or blindness or something like that. But you automatically want to look. I was telling you, like, I wanted to look, but I was just like, no, because you already jacked up in your eyes, and
you know what it is.
I had to talk to myself.
It wasn't that you didn't. It wasn't that you wanted. It
says she had FOMO.
And we're going to talk about that today. It wasn't that you wanted to look at the eclipse. I think it was more of you wanted to do what someone told you couldn't.
No,
I think so.
No, for me, in that moment, I wanted to see it. It wasn't that you told me not to do it. No, I want to see what it looked like for myself. And it's your fault. Had you got us some eclipse glasses, I would have been able to see it after I got my lashes done.
Listen, I take it. But how was you all's eclipse experience? I pray God bless us. She said another 21 years, and we will experience the next eclipse. I was in Lowe's when it happened, and me and the guy from Lowe's, I cheated on the Home Depot. Like,
yeah, you're not a Lowe's guy.
I felt terrible.
You're not a Lowe's guy.
But Lowe's is close. So me and the guy from Lowe's actually watched the eclipse together. We watched the sky darken.
Oh, you had a moment together?
We had a moment. We talked about
nice?
WrestleMania. Shout out to WrestleMania that happened in Philadelphia a few days ago.
The Rock was back on, I heard.
Yeah, The Rock was on. Some of the greats came out.
Can you?
Hulk Hogan's. I think Hulk Hogan's record was broken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How many of y'all used to watch wrestling like back in the day? I used to watch wrestling growing up, and my grandma, she was like legit into wrestling. Like, she put us on to wrestling. We used to watch wrestling all the time. My son Ty, he just knew he was The Rock.
Do you smell?
He knew he was The Rock, y'all. Y'all know The Rock had like the eyebrow thing, and he probably gonna be tight when I tell y'all. Yeah. But Ty wanted the people's eyebrow, and this kid took the razor and shaved his eyebrow, and didn't know what he was young too, didn't know what he was doing, and shaved the daggone eyebrow off.
Shaved it right off.
So, but he, you know, he had all the other moves of The Rock, but that eyebrow, he could never get that right.
he had to tape that up there, right? Fam, listen, let's get to the conversation. We're going to take a little twist today. We're going to talk about hot topics first. Sorry about that. Clearly, I'm still tired. All right, so today, the Arizona Supreme Court banned abortion. Now, some of you may be saying, well, didn't they do that again? Or didn't the Supreme Court do that again? It's been flippy floppy. Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. And honestly, it meant nothing because they have pretty much left it up to the states, or rather, should I say, the states have decided that they would leave it up to themselves to determine if abortion is legal and not illegal, and what grounds one can have an abortion and not. But today, the Arizona Supreme Court banned abortion in most circumstances. Now, this is groundbreaking because the Arizona Supreme Court upheld a 160-year-old abortion ban. So before Roe versus Wade, before the recent Supreme Court's overturned it, before the multiple legalization and delegalization of abortion 160 years ago, before Arizona even became a state, there was a law put in place that banned abortions. The only way in Arizona you could have an abortion was if the mother had a life-threatening condition. That was the only way. Well, the Arizona Supreme Court today said, because that law was never argued, it was never overturned, there was no arguments surrounding keeping it or getting rid of it, they have to go by what's law. Right. And that was this 160-year-old abortion ban. Here's the kicker. This new law in Arizona, if it will be enforced, will mandate a 2 to 5 year prison sentence for anyone aiding in abortion or having one, except of course if the procedure is necessary to save the life of the mother. This enforcement essentially will end legal abortions in Arizona. Regardless on where you stand on the scale, Arizona has typically been a Republican state. So the question I want to pose to you, my dear one,
to me?
because you are a Biden supporting person. So the question I want to pose. Oh yeah, we're going there tonight. So the question I want to propose to you: was this a political move, or was Arizona trying to just uphold their quote-unquote social and religious beliefs that have been steeped in the right-wing conservative party for years? So, what say ye?
So I don't know, because this is what the law has been for them for the last 160 years.
Yes.
And their thing was they want to keep it as is, as long.
Yeah.
So is it a political move? I would say no.
Okay.
Because they're not trying to change anything.
So you telling me in the last 160 years? No, I'm just saying. In the last 160 years, no one said, hey, Arizona has a 160-year-old law that bans abortions.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. I mean, it's not like they woke up and realized, okay, they have this now.
Well, apparently so, because we ain't never heard this before. And it may just set precedent for other states to say, hey, you know something? Let's look at our pre-birth laws and see if this potentially is something that we had already decided on. And because it's law, again, it was never argued, it has to stand.
So you think this was a political move?
I think it was a political move. Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. I believe it's a political move to ensure that Donald Trump wins the White House.
Well, I mean, that's what it's looking like it's happening anyway. But yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You said, wait. You said it looks like that's happening anyway.
But we're not gonna talk about that now. I don't want to get into this conversation with you.
No, I would love to get into this conversation.
No, I don't.
I know. I would love to get into the conversation.
I do not want to get into this conversation.
Well, why not?
Because I do not want to at this point in time. We could talk about this.
No, I'm just curious as to why you don't want to engage the topic that 100% of Americans over the age of 18 will have to face head on come November. Are you scared to discuss the topic?
No, me and you just we think differently, y'all. When it comes to these things, me and Jamel. I mean, some things we do agree on. I can say, and
we agree on a lot of things when it comes to politics. I'm gonna tell you right now, and some of y'all, I'm gonna just say it out there. Some of y'all be agreeing as well, but y'all don't want to say it publicly because you're scared of what your neighbor will think of you, what the church people will think of you, but some of y'all think the same thing.
I'm not scared. It's just some things that I agree, like what the Republicans stand for.
Yeah.
It is. Some of their values I do agree with.
Okay.
Some of the Democrat values I agree with. Do I agree with one whole party? No. I think if I can mesh them together, I'll be a Republican.
I was watching CNN earlier today, and they interviewed 4 African American students from HBCUs.
Oh yeah, put a little bit of that.
Yeah, and they pretty much talked about and again 4 African American students, HBCUs. 2 of them will be able to vote in this year's election, and the other 2, this will be their second time voting in the presidential election. And these forced college students, out of their mouths, said they will not be voting for Joe Biden.
And they're not going to vote for Trump either, they said.
Correct.
They vote for the other candidates.
But considering who they are.
But we all know, but because they're black?
Yes.
And we all know that
Yes.
all black people are not Democrats. I mean, the majority.
Correct.
And then the ones that are not Democrats are scared to say that they're not.
Say that again?
The majority of black folk are Democratic. And those that are not.
Wait. I've said Republicans have values. And I think that is one of the major. That notion, that thought that Republicans are racist, I think is absolutely horrific, right? The thought that Republicans don't have values, I don't agree with that. You know, the thought that Republicans don't like black people and Republicans don't care for the minority. I think it is. I don't think it's right, because you have Republicans out there that have and will continue to support the minority advancement. You have Republicans out there that have and will continue to support their core values, rooted in Christianity. Mm-hmm. And again, just because a few of them, and it happens to be the few that's public, right? A few of them, I think, spoil it for the Republicans out there. That's just like, hey, like we don't subscribe to that type of behavior, because we can say the same thing about Democrats.
What you gotta say about me?
No. So the Democratic Party, on the outside, they are viewed as, for example, the Democratic Party, LGBTQIA rights. Right. It's right. They support everything. They agree in same-sex marriages. Mm-hmm. They legalize things. As it relates to, and we just heard this, as it relates to transgenders, mm-hmm. You know, right. They want to make it, you know, possible so that they can. There's no distinction on being able to be on a boys team or a girls team, because mm-hmm. everybody's equal, equal bathrooms, you know, mm-hmm. and so we can say, okay, well, that's the Democrat Party, and everybody that's a Democrat, they believe those things, they stand by those things. But there's a group of Democrats that's just like, hey, you know something? Like, that's not us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I think the same way we can say these are Democrats, I think is wrong to put Republicans and Democrats all in one same bunch.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
yeah. What have the Democrats done to really help support the black community? Average replies, what has the Republicans done? Are they going to try to make it harder for black people to vote? Check out Georgia and Florida in the 2020 election. Again, we are generalizing. We are generalizing the parties, and this is what happens. Mm-hmm. A few laws, you know, and we generalize the party. And again, I think it's something that we just have to do better on. That's it.
To answer your question, Sister Carter, you are correct. We addressed that when we first got on. We were supposed to be on last week, but yeah, we wasn't able to make it, but we're here today. But yeah. You're right.
So, I mean,
yeah.
What do you guys think? It is the generalization of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, is it fair? Like, I really want to know, is it fair to generalize the Democratic and the Republican Party? Is it fair?
I mean, I think it's not fair, but it goes back to what you said, when it's like, who do you see in the forefront of the party? And that's what we use to go by. What we see in the forefront, who's speaking, who's doing what. So that's our metric. Yeah. Of whatever party it is. Yeah. And all I was saying is there's some things that, as being a Christian, that we believe in that the Republicans believe as their value as well. And some things that the Democrats believe as Christians and their values don't align with what we believe in. But there are things that Democrats believe in their values that we do. So it's just like there's like a mesh for me between the both parties, where, like I said, I agree with some values and, you know, things of Republicans, and the same thing with Democrats. I don't see myself as all one party.
I agree with you completely.
That's with me. That's just for me. I'm not all one party.
I agree completely. I agree. Yeah, and I think none of us are. You know, so, you know, as a registered Republican, I'll say it, but as a registered Republican, there's a lot of things I do not agree with the Republican. A lot of things I do. I don't think Donald Trump is the candidate for America. He is not. So it's like, wait a minute. Like, he's a Republican. He got to go for Trump. I do not. Right? It's just some values, some social values, as well as some financial ideologies that I happen to agree with. But that doesn't make me racist. You know, it doesn't, you know, it does not make me stand up for the LGBTQ community, because they are people too that need to be loved and need to be, you know, we need to be kind towards them. You know, I love them. I love them.
Right. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, but again, it's like, okay, but how can he say that he's a Republican? Because, as you said, there's certain things we agree with, certain things we don't agree with. Yeah.
And I think I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that party that meshes both of those together, and that's me.
Cornell West.
What? Anywho, whatever. I mean, this could be a great topic, and, you know, we can keep going with this political stuff, but we are going, you know, to move on.
Let's
because this, like I said, this could keep going, and these are juicy, heated debates, but we'll bring it back up, you know, at another time. So.
Okay, here we go.
And before we talk about this next thing, I just want to make this disclaimer: we're not making fun of anybody, but this was, you know, in the news, you know, on social media. So this is something that we thought was very, very interesting, and we wanted to share it with you. But in no way are we making fun of anyone.
In the Marvel, I agree with you. I do believe we do more for other countries than we do for America.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is 100% true.
Correct.
And I'll be saying, like, what about, you know, Americans? Like, we need help. They, you know, stuff going on over here. We just so good to just throw money to this country, that country. What about this country? Yeah. But anyway, she right. I agree.
Yeah. Again, we're not making fun of our next conversation. Let's start it, and then I'll bring the slide.
Oh, she said I'm big enough. Yeah, we're gonna bring this back up because this is a great conversation, and we want to continue to talk about it. So we're gonna bring it back up again. So this next conversation, Abby and Brittany Hensel, who documented their lives on a TLC reality series, have transitioned from a duo to a trio. Abby, the left-sided conjoined twin, married Josh Bowling, a nurse and United States Army veteran, in 2021. They live in Minnesota, where the Hensel twins were born and raised. Abby and Brittany are 34. They've been living private lives since their 8-episode show called Abby and Brittany, which that aired back in 2012. But it's been a happy life for them in Minnesota, where they were born and raised. So they are conjoined twins. They have 2 heads, but everything else they share. So they, you know, have 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 organ throughout their body. Yeah. And
I think one controls, like Abby controls one side of her body, right, and Brittany controls the other side of her body. Yeah.
Right. So,
and we're not making fun. Like, again, I want us to preference that these two individuals, they are uniquely two individuals. Had a reality TV show, and they was born conjoined.
right.
And we can talk about, okay, why would God allow that, and is that I don't know. We don't know. But they was born this way, and here's the blessing that they are 34 years old and alive.
Right. And I think it's very, very interesting.
Absolutely.
When I saw it, I thought it was very, very interesting, their
Yeah.
story. And the question that we have is, so adultery is, we all know that it's sexual intercourse between a married person with someone that's not his or her spouse. So in this situation, what happens when two people are conjoined twins, but only one of them is legally married, because one of them is only married? Is the other one committing adultery? And we actually had this conversation.
We had a very thorough conversation between our families
Yes.
a few weeks ago.
Oh, like last week.
Last week we did.
Yeah.
We brought this conversation up. So Abby is legally married to Josh.
Right.
Abby, she's legally married to Josh, whereas Brittany is not. But because they share everything together, and these two individuals, they have jobs. I believe they are 5th grade teachers, right? And so again, they are contributing members to the workforce. And I've raised the question because I'm like, well, like if this was allowed, then Abby is legally married, Brittany is not. When they have intercourse, is it adultery? Because one is married and one is not.
Well, maybe, I mean, I don't know the story behind it, but maybe they can't. Maybe both of them wanted to be married to him,
and
they can't because you can't be married to two people.
And that's what I think it was. Yeah, I think they could. I think Josh can only be married to one person.
Because I think technically, since they're together, like you can't be married. Me, I just think they both are married.
Yeah, I think
because if they're sharing, like they have one body.
Yeah.
So it's not like when they're intimate with each other, he ain't just intimate with who he's married to? Abby. He intimate with both of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's because he probably can't marry both of them legally.
Yeah, and I do not think just based on their pictures, Brittany does not look in distress. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Brittany doesn't like, oh no, I don't want this. No. I think they are. One is legally married. The other one is just, I don't know what you want to say to that, but I think both of them have agreed to be married to Josh.
Yeah, Sister Carter said she said only God knows.
Listen, only God knows. Yeah.
But then she says he's married to both of them. I just think so.
Yeah.
I just think legally he can't be married to both of them. But in this instance, you have to be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what happens if Abby's married. So what happens if Brittany sees somebody that she likes or she want to get with? You are clouding the situation because
we're not. No.
I mean, that's just...
So Abby married to Josh and Brittany married to somebody else, and all four of them sleeping in the same bed, and all four of them eating breakfast. No. I think only God knows. I'm gonna go with Sister Carter's answer on that way. Yeah.
But I'm saying, because what if Abby is attracted to what's his name, Josh?
Yeah.
So what if Abby is attracted to Josh and Brittany's not?
I would think that Abby and Brittany had a conversation.
I would hope so.
To say, hey, this is the person that we're going to make a part of us.
Right, because we have two heads, so that means we have two brains.
Two brains, correct.
And it's just like, and your attraction and my attraction may not be the same.
Yeah.
Like my sis, we not attracted to the same type of people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what if Abby and Brittany, you know, not both attracted to Josh? Then Brittany wants somebody else.
I think they had a conversation.
I don't know. I'm just saying. This is a lot to process.
It's a lot.
But that's why, you know, we having a conversation. I thought this was very, very interesting. Like, and what do you do if one person don't like the one he married? I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I personally got married, but that's just my opinion. That's just a lot.
But again, they both got. Abby got married to Josh because Josh couldn't marry Abby and Brittany at the same time.
That's what we think.
So somebody had to sign the marriage license. Somebody, right? Because again, they are two independent individuals.
They are.
So what, you know, so somebody had to sign the marriage license. And again, depending on how you want to look at marriage, you may say that when you have intercourse with somebody, you are already married. You know, I mean, you know, some people think that, you know, that once you have intercourse, and then you're already married. Wouldn't that be something if?
Oh gosh. See, this is a topic that they quiet on. They don't know how to answer this one. Average said it's weird. Kendra says a lot to process. Sister Nancy saying this is very hard. This is hard to like try to figure this out, to work this out. But when he brought this question up, it was just, you know, it was a lot of conversation surrounding it, because this is something that we're probably, you know, not used to seeing. And it just makes you wonder, like, how is
so. My point for bringing up this conversation was to talk on the borderlines of marriage. Like, how do we, us personally, how does this nation, how does the Bible view marriage, right? Is one married after there has been some type of sexual intercourse between two individuals? Does God look at them and say, hey, you know something, like they are married? You know, or is it, you know, some type of, you know, going down the aisle or going to the court and legalizing it? Like, are they married? But, you know, again, if they never had intercourse, then they'll get something called, they'll get a, what is it?
Annulment.
And annulment. Yeah. So again, I'm curious to know how we view marriage.
Were you looking for what type of answer?
I'm not looking for an answer per se. Again,
I think you're married when you get the paperwork.
You think you're married when you get paperwork?
I think you're married paperwork.
And I think one have joined into a union with someone when they have sexual relationships with each other. I think that's, to me, in my eyes, there is a two flesh becoming. There's a combining between two individuals when you have sexual intercourse with someone.
So with that, what if you had sexual intercourse with multiple people? So you've been married every single time? So you've been married, this is throwing out a number, y'all, 6 times?
What is marriage?
What is marriage? Answer my question.
No.
You just said.
I'm saying what is. I'm trying not to go biblical here, right? But what is marriage? Go ahead.
You said that you view marriage as when two people intimately have sexual intercourse.
I think that is a strong indicator that two individuals are married. Yes.
Okay, so my question to you is, if you've had more than one partner, and I'm throwing out just the number 6 just for argument's sake, you've been married 6 times?
Potentially, yes.
What the heck? What in the world? Okay.
So 1 Corinthians 6:16 says extramarital sex makes the man and woman one flesh. That's in 1 Corinthians 6:16. And Matthew 19 verses 3-6. Marital sex also makes man and woman one flesh. I just think it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, because what if we're married and I go and I have an affair with someone?
Yeah.
I'm coming together with them.
Yeah.
That's adultery, and we married. Yeah. So it's like I'm married to him, and it's adultery too. So that's just
These people crying in the chat, ain't they? They like, well, what? Like, what is it? Again, I just think, again, the point of it was to bring some type of understanding to the power of sexual intercourse between two individuals. Where for me, it's not, when one engages in that, it's not just physical.
The car said that they get 6 rings.
It's not just physical. I think there is this synergy and this notion that we're becoming one. And I think if we viewed it like that, I think, well, nah, I don't know. Because I would hope to think if we viewed it like that, then we would be careful as to who we connect with sexually if we are not making or have made a commitment to that individual.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, but I think that takes a level of growth and maturity
and knowledge
for you to and knowledge for you to get there. So, what about the ones that got there maybe later on? After
6. But then they need to be like, Lord, I need a divorce.
You need a divorce from the 6 people.
Lord, divorce me from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals that I slept with. Divorce me from them.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I think marriage, like Christ said, is a covenant.
Yeah.
I do believe that. Yeah. And I think when you make that commitment legally to that person, we are now married. Because if that's the case, then nobody has to get married. We can all just I could just live with you. We don't gotta marry. We don't gotta get married.
Covenant is
we cannot be married legally, and we can live together and do all the things that we do. And because we had sexual intercourse, we have a covenant with each other and not be legally married. That's what you're saying.
I'm going to go old school Bishop Sylvester Watts. When 2 individuals have sex, particularly a woman that has never had sex before, when they engage, there is blood that is released when the hymen is broken.
I get it.
When that blood connects with the man, is that not, biblically speaking, a covenant?
Correct. But my question to you is, if that's the case, then we don't need to get married.
But
we don't have to get married. We can stay just.
We don't need to legalize it with the state.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I'm not saying that.
You're a virgin. I'm a virgin. We come together. Yeah. We got a covenant. We married.
Okay.
So what we going to do legally for? If that's the case, why are we going to legally get married?
Because the Bible says, "Render the Caesars what Caesars and to the Lord."
Y'all,
what is the Lord?
Y'all,
if you love the person and you want to be committed to them, go down to the courthouse, get married, and then get legally married. Let me say that. Legally married according to the state, according to the country that you live in. Get legally married according to the country that you live in, and then you and that person connect, and y'all have sexual intercourse, and then y'all solidify the marriage in God's eyes, and the 2 shall be one flesh. And then we moving on from there. Okay? So wait. What she said?
Oh God. It's just, I get what you're saying. I know that it's a covenant, and it's like when you virgin and the hymen. I know all of that. But at the same time, it's like, all right, then we can just live together. And we ain't got to get
Christ said, so can a virgin be guilty of fornication?
Where we going with this? Why could they say you first? First, because it's in your mind first.
What? No.
Can a virgin be guilty of fornication? I can't.
After the first time, if they are not. After the first time, if they are not married. If we look at Matt and we got to move from here, right? Because we ain't even got to I said no. If we look, if marriage is a covenant, right? We are covenanting.
Tatiana,
if we are covenanting to be with each other. If we look at it biblically, Jesus Christ shed his blood. The shedding of his blood, what he did, that represented us entering into a new covenant, right? Blood and covenant goes hand in hand.
I'm sorry, look at
when a virgin has sex, the hymen is broken, blood is shed.
Right.
In my eyes, whoever that virgin had sexual intercourse with, if we are looking at it,
devil is a lie.
I'm just saying, and again, God is gracious. God is great. He allows us grace. Lord, Lord, I confess my sins. We're about to go down a whole other rabbit hole. I confess my sins, right? I know that you have already forgiven me. I confess my sins before you. And, Lord, divorce me.
But so all I'm saying is you are not saying that because you had sex with somebody, you are married to them and you can stay that way without legally making
I'm not saying no. I am not saying that based on how
I'm about to say you do that and you live with somebody all these years, they die, you ain't getting jacked.
I'm not saying that based on how you're posing it. Because again, we need to define what is marriage. And again, marriage in different people's eyes means something completely different. And again, what I'm saying cannot someone that doesn't know Christ, someone that has not subscribed to the Christian faith, may not see it like that, right?
Right, but
to answer your question is no. Let me be clear. If you want to be with someone and you want to marry someone, take your hind part to the courthouse or get an approved officiator and sign legal documents to get married legally. Come together, have relations, and then God will honor, leave, cleave, do the rest, and the two shall become one flesh. That is what I'm saying.
But however, you also have the belief that if you don't do that,
a virgin
is married.
They have walked a covenant line with that individual because blood was shed.
All right, so if we are two virgins and we have sexual intercourse,
are you married? Legally, no. Legally, no.
Okay.
Legally, you are not married.
So, but we can stay married, not legally,
and God would still honor that,
right?
And it wouldn't be considered fornication.
Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're asking?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. That is exactly what I'm asking. That is exactly my question.
I would say no.
And
I would say no.
Is that only in a situation where we are both virgins?
Because of blood, yes.
So if we are not both virgins and we come together and we have sex and we're both not virgins, we are now fornication, living in fornication.
If you have not married and legally married, according to what people say in the States, say yes.
So the only way we are good is if we are both virgins. So we can stay.
But no, you still legally have to marry. I said no.
Didn't I pose this question to this y'all?
I said no. And that's the topic we were trying to get to.
Sister Carter said she's married to Jesus.
Listen, if you love somebody, go to the courthouse, get married before you, or go to a marriage officiator, get legally married, come together, have relations, and that's that. And you are safe on both sides. Just do it the right way. Courthouse, church, event hall, however you want to do it. Backyard, living room, whatever floats your boat. Have relations. You have
I just had to clear that up.
The law, and as well as you have satisfied. Now you have consummated the marriage, and that's it.
Yeah, now we got to make this clear for somebody that's listening.
If you believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and personal Savior, you are not going to hell. So you're good. You were good.
Oh Lord, we gonna.
You were good. You were good.
Go and get married, y'all.
Yeah, just get married.
Don't be
legally, and then do the do, and God is like, all right, we good. Leave, cleave, become one flesh. Have some children, adopt some people, and y'all live your life, and don't get divorced. Cause that goes into a whole other topic. We're gonna have to pick this back up some other time.
Well, look. This went a whole nother way. That was not the topic of today's conversation.
That was Sister Carter fault. Sister Carter, I'm blaming it on you.
I mean, we can still talk about it.
All right, very quickly. The power of no.
What in the world? I can't.
Can I switch partners?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Biblically, it depends.
Oh Lord, Cassandra.
Just saying, biblically, it depends. Like we can't have it the way we want it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is divorce wrong?
Thank you, Cassandra, for getting us started again.
It depends on the circumstances. It is and it's not. Biblically, but I'm just saying.
Yes, in the words of Bishop Willie Jones Jr., my God, today. What in the world is going on?
But here's the thing. There's grace for this. Can somebody put in the comment grace? So no matter what we've done, there's grace for this. Okay? If you got divorced because you just didn't like the person no more, there's grace for this. Okay? There's grace.
Lord Jesus.
There's grace. That's it. But again, you asking me a biblical question. Divorce? It depends on it. It depends.
Well, yeah, because there's some grounds for divorce if you commit an adultery. A grounds for me to
absolutely.
Because you have broken covenant.
Absolutely.
I get that.
Say that again.
I get it. You broke
no.
You have broken covenant.
And how did you break covenant? By having sex with somebody else.
Other than your spouse.
So covenant breaks when you have sex with someone else other than your spouse. The same can be true. Covenant is made when you have sex with your spouse.
Well, your spouse ain't your spouse if you ain't married to him.
Let's move.
That's just your boyfriend or your girlfriend.
Let's move on from there.
Look.
Listen, grace.
What?
There's
See,
grace.
look what Lydia said. So basically, you get married to do the dude and get divorced, and then you got it, and you just do it over.
Well, no. If you do it that way, biblically, you're wrong. And if you remarry and have sex with someone else, then you have committed adultery. Biblically speaking. But again, if you did that, there's grace for you.
I don't know what is happening. We was moving on, and then Cassandra brought us right back, and she done pulled us back in, and here we go again. Yes, let's move.
But there's grace no matter what you've done. No matter if you had sex before you got legally married. No matter if you didn't have sex after you got legally married and then got a legal divorce. If you got married and divorced your spouse because y'all was just incompatible and irreconcilable differences, then there's grace for that. There's grace for that.
Thank God for grace.
Thank God for grace.
That's all.
Thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Tiff.
She probably hear all the other stuff you were saying.
She didn't hear that.
She would have been like, "What is going on here?" Anyway,
but the Bible is the Bible.
The Bible,
and we can pick and choose what we want. It's the Bible. It's the Bible.
I get you, but I made my point clear, and you fixed it.
She said, "If you were freaking."
What is going on in this conversation? Lord help us in this conversation. This just went to a different topic. This is not where we want to go.
Oh man!
You done made the man drop a glass.
Oh.
I can't get up, y'all, because if I get up, my seat gonna rise. I'm gonna fall over. So you just
listen. The power of saying no, and we're done. Give us 5 minutes. There's a poem called "The Invitation." And in the poem, it says this: if you want to know if you can disappoint another, just be true to yourself. Again, if you want to know if you can disappoint someone else, just be true to yourself. Have we said yes to people at the expense of not being true to ourselves?
I mean, I would say yes, that there are probably times that you say yes because you don't want to deal with what that no may get you.
Yeah.
Or what may come out of that no when you're saying no. And I think that happens when you're going against what you really want. And you don't want to disappoint. I don't want to disappoint you, or I don't want to make you feel bad, or I'm more concerned about you, your feelings, and what you may need and what you may want, but denying myself what I want because I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want you to feel bad, but it's hurting and disappointing and making me feel bad.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's for some of us, if not, I say most of us, and I'll generalize it. I think all of us have had, or is having, or perhaps will have the problem of not being able to say no. So why don't we say no? I think the only way to answer that question is perhaps to ask ourselves, why do we always say yes? Mm-hmm. Most people say yes. One of the top reasons is to avoid confrontation. Mm-hmm. The truth is, and we did a sermon series on this, people don't like confrontation. And when we feel as if saying no will put more pressure and tension on us, we tend to say yes to prevent those feelings. And
I think, I don't know about anybody, but I think the older you get, the more you are wanting to avoid confrontation. You don't want any type of confrontation. You don't want to be in a confrontational situation. We don't want to argue. We don't want to fuss. You don't want to fight because you've done all of that, and then you get to a point where it's just like, I don't want to do that anymore. But then at the same time, it causes you to not speak up. It causes you not to stand up for yourself. It causes you not to say no because you just want to avoid the potential confrontation that it comes up, because to you it's just like, I can't deal with that. I don't want to be bothered with that because I already know, I've already been there, really done that, and I'm just trying to avoid it at all costs. Yeah. When that at all costs is you.
At all costs is you. So we avoid confrontation at the expense of us, mm-hmm. at the expense of our peace, mm-hmm. at the expense of our confidence, dare I say. Another reason why we say yes is, and I think, who said this? Cassandra said it. Peer pressure. It all boils down to pleasing people. Mm-hmm. Everybody heard the phrase yes man, right? Someone who all too often says yes to seemingly please another person. Most of us perhaps do it to a lesser extent because people generally want to help the interests of others. But you're a yes man. whether you say yes all the time or you agree to doing something, all because we want to please others. But the question is, are we pleasing ourselves? And can I, again, interject God in this? Are we pleasing God? Perhaps our yes to someone else is a no to God. And it's like, do we rather please the person
right? That's
by
good.
saying yes and avoiding the conflict and tension and confrontation, or do we rather say no to them and say yes to God? And that's tough.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, we live with them. We can see them every day. And perhaps we say yes because we don't physically see God every day. Physically, I mean.
Right.
Even though he impacts and affects our daily lives. But, like, I work with them. I go to church with them. Like, that's my pastor.
Right.
How can I say no to them when I want to please them? Yeah. It's tough.
And Tiffany said avoidance is a major point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. we want to avoid it. I just don't want to be bothered. Like, all right, fine.
Avoiding confrontation.
Yeah, like, all right, fine. And in the back of your mind, you're like, I really just don't want to. Like, no, I don't. Like, no. You're saying no in your mind and in your heart, but what comes out of your mouth is sure, no problem. Yes, fine, but it's not.
Because you're trying to avoid the conflict and the possibility of tension. Even between marriages. Yeah. Between married couples. It's just like, sometimes it's just like, no, I don't. I don't want to do that. But no, yeah, I do. And I understand give and take and compromise. I get all of that. And that's necessary in any relationship. But it should not come at the expense of who you are.
Barbara said her favorite word is no. And Kim just said, I'm standing on my no. And that's good. That's good. Yeah. And that's good. It's like, just don't let it compromise like who you are and what you want and what's best for you as well. You don't want to do it at the expense of you by saying yes to something that you were supposed to say no to. Yeah. And I think that's the point. It's like something we're going to have to say no to. We can't. But the yeses that we give when you were supposed to say no. Even when it comes to things with God telling you no, and you say yes, you wrong. You wrong for that. You wrong.
Even if it throws you into a world of chaos, right? But here's the thing: it's like we say no, or rather we say yes at our expense, and it's like, what's that expense? Again, it could be our peace,
yes,
but it's also our core values. And I think a lot of people can't say no. We say yes. Because we don't see how potentially that yes affects our core values. Because dare I say, most of us have not developed our own set of core values.
But then also it's like we'll say yes. Oh, I'm saying yes just because I want to keep the peace. And we'll say that. Oh, I'm just trying to keep the peace. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to deal with that. But is it really?
No,
it's not. It's like a fake peace.
It's a fake peace.
It's a fake peace. And it's like it may be that person may get the peace, but you don't. You don't have it. Yeah. So just keep that also in mind.
It goes back to what we said. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is not the absence of tension. It's not, right? Because you can say again, yes, to keep the peace, but your mind ain't in peace. You can't sleep. You can't rest that night. You ain't got no peace, but the relationship got peace. But you messed up.
You messed up. Right. Exactly.
One of the reasons why we also say yes is Callie said this earlier. FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO is a real thing.
It really is.
Fear of missing out. And when we feel as if saying no will prevent us from experiencing something we perceive others will, saying yes feels like the only natural option. We say yes because we don't want to miss out on that experience.
And it's weird because I remember, like, I didn't know what FOMO was. And I remember Cassie first introduced this word to us, talking about our grandson, Noah. And she was like, he doesn't want to go sleep because he has FOMO. And we was like, FOMO? What the word is FOMO? Fear of missing out. And it's true. It's like you think you're going to miss out on something. And it's like, no, it's gonna be all right. You ain't got to be a part of everything.
Can you say that again?
You don't have to be a part of everything.
You don't have to be a part.
And
of
it's like what you will learn is
please.
that things will go on if you ain't there.
Free yourself.
I said.
Free yourself.
Things will go on if you're not there. It's somebody that can. You don't gotta be. It's not always about you. You ain't gotta always be there. You ain't always gotta be the self-assertion. It ain't always gotta come through you, by you, for you, with you, about you. It's gonna be all right.
it will be okay. Right. So how can we practice? How can we stand on our nose? How can our nose be nose and our yes be yes? How can we stand on no? How can we internalize the power of no so we can externally tell people no? One of the ways is rehearse it. Yeah. Rehearse. What happened? I just learned something before. Yeah, fear of missing out. One of the ways that we can practice the power of no, internalize it so we can be external to others, is practice it.
Yeah.
You know, start with people that's close to you. Hey, you want to go out? No. And hit. You know the powerful thing about our uniqueness and our individuality that God created us with? I don't feel... I don't have to explain anything to you.
Oh, wow.
I get in some instances we have to be accountable to people and be responsible for people. But at the core, if I explain it, it's because I want to. It's because perhaps I want to show you a level of respect and accountability towards you. But I do not have to do that. Do you want to go out? No.
That's it? Like, why?
No. Because most of the time, we'll try to lie anyway. Oh. No, really. We'll try to lie because we don't want to offend them. No, I don't want to go out because at the core, I just don't like it.
Or it could just be like, I don't want to. I just don't want to. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But it's true, but we'll make up excuses. Oh, you know, I had a long day. I just feel tired. When it's just like, no, I don't really want to go.
Because you're saying no, but you're still trying to avoid confrontation. So now you have an excuse as to why you're saying no. No. Just no. Practice it. It'll free you. And be honest. Be honest with yourself. There is never a need to lie about why you are saying no. And again, that's something that we just said. Yeah.
Lord, someone in the chat tell me no all the time. They have JOMO. Joy of missing out.
Joy of missing out. I like that. One of the ways that we could also practice saying no is do not rush. Sometimes we have how can I say this? We have this inclination to automatically say yes. Like if someone asks you something, you don't think about it. You just automatically, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, sure, I think that's fine. It's like we automatically say yes. Like we automatically like agree to it. Practice the art of slowing time down. And when you are asked a question,
think about
practice thinking about it.
Yeah. I've learned that over the years. Like before I try to respond, I think, because I was one like that. I'm like, I'm ready. Like even before you finish, I'm ready with the answer. And it's like sometimes you need a minute or a few seconds to process the question and think about it and then answer.
Yeah. You know who taught me the power of taking your time? Barack Obama. If you remember President Obama's speeches, it was so slow. Especially when he was asked questions like off the fly, he responded so slowly because he was thinking about everything that he was going to say before he said it. There's power in taking time to think before you respond. How many times we instantly said yes, but we didn't look at our calendars, you know, and now we gotta go back and say, hey, you know something, I can't do that. But it's like I gave you my word, but because I said yes without thinking, I didn't look at my calendar, and now I'm stuck. You know, so
Yes, you know firsthand
think
about
about
that, huh?
It happens every day. Pray for me.
And it's funny because I just told you about this the other day. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, and I told him I was like, going forward, like you have to be very, very intentional about looking at our calendar before you schedule things or say that you can do something, because you schedule something and then I'll tell you, oh, we already have something or something's happening. And then it's like, now because you've agreed and you've said yes to that, everything else got to now work around that. When had you looked before you said yes, then, so just keep
and
that
that's
in mind.
why we was in 4 Holy Good Friday services in 48 hours, right? Because I didn't look at the calendar.
And it's important.
The power of saying no is that by doing so, you say yes to yourself, and you can potentially say yes to God. It means living our truth. When we have to say no to someone, when they ask you to do something you don't want to do, while knowing at the same time it will hurt them, and you may be afraid that they may reject you, it all boils down to our mental health. Can we be true to ourselves and be pleasing to God and say no?
Yeah, and then when you always say yes, people expect that.
Okay.
Oh, go ask someone, so they're gonna say yeah. Oh, go get them, they're gonna say yes. Like, they're not gonna tell you no. Oh yeah, they'll help you. It's like you are known to be the yes person. Yeah. So it's like people, and it may be unintentionally, they can take advantage of that.
They can't unintentionally.
And it's unintentionally.
That's
I don't
good.
think people do it intentionally for the most part, but unintentionally you could be taken advantage of because they know you gonna say yes. So whatever I need to have done, whenever I need you, no matter what,
I can do it.
I can ask you. You gonna always say yeah.
Okay. And don't let people guilt you. And we're done. Don't let people guilt you into, saying no. Don't let people guilt your commitment by saying, because you decided to say no. And some of us are good for that. We guilt people and we belittle someone's commitment, or we question their commitment because I said no because I need rest, or I said no because I need to spend time with family, or I said no because I need to spend time with me.
Oh, but if I just say no because I just don't want to.
Don't want to. That's true.
It's okay if we just don't want. And for me, I'd rather you tell me no and I just don't want to, than you tell me yes and you really don't want to do it. Yeah. Like, I'd rather the opposite. I'd rather you tell me no.
So many people are not mature to handle that.
Because
like to hear I don't want to. Oh, okay.
But it's honest. Like, I'd rather you do that I'd rather you be honest with me than tell me a lie.
Why are we talking about Viagra in the chat?
I have no idea what's going on here with them. I have no idea.
I said no. Family, listen, we hope something we said added value to your life today. We hope we made you laugh and smile today. We hope we made your evening a little better than perhaps your morning was. We pray tomorrow be better for you than today was, and the day after that, and the day after that. If our hearts and minds are clear, and if they aren't, no, we're leaving.
What does that mean? Yeah.
What?
If all hearts and minds are clear. Y'all people that's in church, tell me what that means.
If all hearts and minds are
clear, hearts and clear minds are clear what?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, what does that mean? Because we always said that growing
up. If all
up.
hearts and minds is clear,
it's time to go. Like, all right, so if my heart wasn't clear about, mine and clear about what? Then we can't leave? And how do you know that all of our hearts and minds are clear?
My heart ain't clear, and I really didn't understand your sermon, preacher. So no, I'm actually more confused than when I came.
I always want to just know, like, what does that mean? If all hearts and minds are clear.
It's not clear because you would talk about me over the pulpit, and now I'm bitter towards you.
Is that my mind is like blank now? I don't have any work. I feel calm and cool, and my heart is like, what, pure?
I don't know.
And if it wasn't, we still leaving, right?
Yeah.
So why do we ask that question? Yeah. It's just tradition. Yeah.
Yeah. Next time we got, I'm gonna ask that if all hearts and minds is clear, and if somebody be like, "Oh no, I ain't clear," I'm gonna be like, "No."
I'm gonna say that too. If all hearts and minds are clear. It's time for us to go, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us for another conversation. Don't forget, last Tuesday of this month, the takeover is happening right here, 7 p.m. sharp. We love y'all. Take care. See you Thursday morning,
Adios,
6
fam.
a.m. Take care.